Hi, my name is John Carruthers. I've been working in the music industry for the last 50 years. I've worked for most of the major manufacturers in design and production. I also have my own company that makes guitars. We do guitar service, repairs, and modifications. If you'd like to learn more about working on your own instrument, I have a book that's on Elixir Publishing called Guitar Care and Gear Essentials. Today we're going to put on a Drop D tuner. A Drop D tuner is used to take the pitch of the string from E down to D and then back again almost instantaneously. There's a little lever on here that you activate, and that's what allows the mechanism to do what we're trying to accomplish. To put one of these on, you have to dismantle the tuner because the plate that it pivots on is the part that's attached to the headstock. The rest of the tuner has to be removed so that it exposes the screw holes. So we're going to take a Phillips screwdriver and we're going to remove the gear from the capstan. Now if you want, you can push down on the screwdriver and that will push the capstan out on the other side as you're removing it. Now be careful not to lose any parts because there's a pivot washer inside and we don't want to lose the screw or gear, so we're going to just set that aside. Now we can actually lift this plate off and you see this is the actual swiveling part of the mechanism. This is a nylon bearing that it pivots on, so we're going to set that aside. And then last we have what's known as the capstan, and that's the part that you attach the string to. So now what we have to do is we have to probably put the capstan in place just to center this, but we're going to put this on the guitar. And then we're going to mark out where we're going to drill the holes. And then we have to use the countersunk screws that are provided with it to attach it because they have to be flush with the surface, so as it pivots there's no contact with the screws. Okay, so basically what we have now is we have the capstan used as a guide to center this plate on the headstock, and we're going to just take and mark off the screw holes with a pencil so that we know where our points of attachment are, because we'll have to drill some holes there to attach the plate. Now we've marked the locations of where the screws are going to go. We need to take a punch and put little dents there so that the drill doesn't drift off course. Be careful to get them right in the center of where you marked them. Okay, so we've marked the 4 locations. So now we have to drill them. So we have to look at the screws and determine the diameter of the screw. So the screw is a countersunk screw. It has like a head that's tapered and gets flush with the plate when it's screwed in place so that it doesn't stick up and interfere with the operation of the rotation. So I'm going to size a drill that matches up with this size thread so that we can drill the hole to the appropriate size. So this one here turns out to be 98 thousandths. So we could be about 10 thousandths of an inch smaller than that. So we'll get it. This drill here will be perfect. And you can see what I've done. I've taken a piece of tape and I've marked off how deep we want to drill. These screws are a little bit shorter than the original tuning machine hole, so we'll just make this tape come up a little bit further on the bit, and then we can drill all 4 holes that we need, and then we can mount the tuner on. So now we've drilled the holes, we'll be able to attach the base plate for the tuning mechanism. So we can take that, put it in place, put the screws in, and then we'll be ready to reassemble the tuner on the headstock. So now we have to reassemble the tuning machine on the headstock. So we're going to put the capstan through. Then we need to put the nylon washer. That's your bearing. Then we need to put the rotating part of the tuner on here. And then we need to put the crown gear on. It's keyed so that it ties into the capstan, and then we just attach the screw that holds everything together. And we snug that up. Okay, so now you can see how the tuner can rotate, and that allows us to be able to get the drop in pitch. Now there's a cam, and we can adjust how much it drops in pitch by this screw here. This screw is spring-loaded so it won't self-adjust, and you basically can adjust this to set how much travel the tuner actually makes. So when it's in the normal position, it's straight like the rest of the tuners, but when you drop the D, it rotates enough to let the pitch of the string go down to the pitch that you've preset. Then when you return the cam, it brings it back to pitch again. Now that we've got the new Drop D tuner on the guitar, we need to check to make sure it's adjusted properly. Basically, we tune the tuner to the normal pitch. So that's like your E on your bass. Then when we rotate the arm, that drops it down to what should be D. If it's not quite in tune, if it's say a little bit flat, then you need to extend the amount that it travels by backing this little thumb screw out. Conversely, it works just the opposite for the other direction in the pitch. So if I come down and I'm flat, then I need to have it travel more. If I'm sharp, then I need to have it travel less, so I screw the screw clockwise.